Hey there, just leaving my quite nice hotel room for the day. I think I showed it in the last video. I just went to lock the door and this happened. About to go out exploring a little bit. Close that. Locked. You can hear it locked. You could hear the lock go in. And you just push it open like that. Okay, I'm hoping the Balinese people, you're not going to steal anything. Please don't. Black sand. Black on top. Wow, it's pretty gross. This is supposedly one of the better beaches in northeastern Bali, but apparently there's very good snorkeling out here. There's people snorkeling just there. Oh, there's heaps of people snorkeling. More over there maybe? No, that's a boat mooring. A few people in the water. The beach isn't the best. Not the prettiest beach I've ever seen. In all honesty, it's one of the more horrible beaches I've ever seen. Don't know what the black coating is on top. Looks like oil. Yeah, there's no bad smell or anything like that. It's just horrible to look at. And it sticks to my bottom of my thongs like mud. It's I wouldn't like to be walking on it in bare feet, to be honest. Oh, of course it'll wash off. Yeah, it's not the greatest. For what, you know, I read online, best beach in northern Bali. No, maybe they were talking about the snorkeling here. Not much to see up there. Let's cruise out of here and see what else there is to see. Now this is Lipah Beach. Lipah, I think, in Amed province, northeast Bali. Let's go. I think Amed itself, I think there's a little town, or at least I think they're building a port in Amed itself. So, I might be. Let's go and have a look. He's attached his rope to the front of that boat. They're going to drag it up the beach. Here's all their nets. So obviously these boats are used for netting. Oh yeah, and the rope goes around this pulley right there, across this way, around another pulley, and is attached to that winch, run by a little petrol motor. Cool. Quick view of the little village. I mean, that was Lipah Beach. I'm presuming this is Lipah. Few little shops, restaurants, spa. Plenty of dive shops as well. As I said, this is renowned for snorkeling and diving. Seen a lot of shops with the tanks, scuba tanks out the front. I do need to stop somewhere for lunch, but I'll go up to Amed, where I think the actual town is. Well, it won't be much bigger than this, I wouldn't imagine, but we'll see. That's my accommodation up there. That is pretty much the end. Oh, I guess, look, along here, this is how it works. There's just one village sort of stretches into the next. There's no beginning and end. This could still well be Lipah, or already could have been ventured into another town by now. I don't know. One of the mountains, or hills, covered in cloud at the top. Is this a different town? We're not far from Lipah. Maybe a little over a kilometre, if that, really. This is the shop where I have to get some cash. Freshly baked bread. I wonder if they've got any ham. I could have a ham baguette. All on. Oh. I've got to find some coffee. Here it is. It's not the sort that I want. And an ATM somewhere. Plenty of alcohol. Soft drinks. Here we go. Did they have any ham? No. A few veggies. No ham. So there goes my idea of a baguette with plenty of ham stuffed in it. They do have the coffee I want, but it's in a massive bundle. So I don't want a massive bundle. Got myself a snack, bottle of water, and this, an apple pie. Is that apple? Oh yeah. Apple with sultanas or raisins or whatever they are. Quite nice. Be nice with cream. Had my apple pie. I got my cash out to pay for my hotel because he only accepts cash. That's fine. But look, I read that beach we were just at before. I read online and they were saying this might have been in the comments of booking.com about it being the best beach, best beach in Bali, etc, etc. Yeah, I don't know, let's go and find another beach and see if it's any better. That way, west. This, I'll get down a bit further. Don't judge yet. Can't make a harsh judgment, a rash judgment about this beach. Ah, wow. This is Amed Beach. It's quite a long beach. Stretches all the way down there. Quite the way up there. Around the corner there's a little cove that looks exactly the same as this. And this is what you get. Volcanic pebbles, volcanic sand. But hey, at least there's sand that's not covered in black stuff. Now I'm going to go back and find out where I read these comments about this beach. So I'll be back in a second. Okay. Here's a couple of the reviews. I don't know where I read the other one about being a beautiful beach, but here we are on Google reviews. Beautiful beach with volcanic black sand, crystal clear water. Yeah, I guess so. Next review, good snorkeling area. Look for turtles. Lipah Beach is a super beautiful spot with calm, clear water. Well, it doesn't say much. Yeah, well, there was some that said a beautiful beach. I don't know. This isn't my idea of a beautiful beach, to be honest. I have seen better. One interesting thing about this beach, oh here's one right here, is, and I noticed this on my last visit up this end of town, at this end of the island, Tejikula, maybe 50 or so kilometres that way, is this, the coloured tiles that you get washed up everywhere on the beach. There's another one there. They're quite interesting. There's a bone from a fairly large fish. But all the volcanic rocks, a little bit of coral. Oh yeah, there's another piece there. No sea glass. So what's my verdict on this part of Bali? It's very, very peaceful, I'll give you that much. It's there's a few dogs that wander around, but that's everywhere in Bali. Very, very peaceful. There's some good food to be had. The hotels are cheap enough. My room was $50 per night, Australian, including breakfast, and it was a pretty good breakfast too. I believe there's some hiking to be done. I mean, I'm not so sure. I think I read that anyway. Oh, actually, no, that was down in Chandidasa. Yes, I don't know about up here. What is there to do? There's snorkeling and diving out here. You could probably do a bit of spot of fishing. The beach walks, well, as you see, you know, they're not that great, to be honest. Would I come back? For the peacefulness of it? Sure. Thoroughly enjoyed the scooter ride here. Once you get out of the main area of KUBA, let's say about 20 kilometres out, it starts to get very, very good. A nice, enjoyable ride, especially when you hit the coast. There's a big old sea turtle. Ah yes, the Japanese shipwreck. That's it there. That is back that way. And apparently it's not far offshore. You can just go down with a snorkel and flippers and dive it. which I'm not going to do. Alright, there's another town up around that point called KUBA. I'm going to go up there and get some lunch. I got to leave tomorrow, which I'm going to stop doing these really short stays in places. I like 7 nights in a place to really get the feel of it and to just relax. It gets a bit like hard work when you've got to pack up. Although packing up my stuff really only takes a few minutes, but it's moving, you taxi to wherever you got to go, and scooter ride or catch a plane. I prefer to spend a few more nights, 7 nights in the one place. The 5 nights I had at Chandidasa was that was perfect. So 5 to 7 nights. Nice hills up there. Quite a few tourists around here. Back on the bike. Stop for a bit of lunch. Got a chicken schnitzel with pepper sauce, some chips and some salad. Check the size of this out. There they are. There's 2. The bottom one's even bigger than the top one. My lord. How much? About, I think it's about $11, something like that. I've just come up to the back blocks of KUBA. Come across this massive development. I'm guessing it's going to be hotels, hotel rooms. What else could it be? I don't know. Looks a bit grey over there. Well, I can't say that there's too much up here. There's a few houses, a lot of volcanic rocks. Let's go and find the KUBA beach. A couple of cows. Oh, this might just be someone's house. Yeah, this is the end of the road. A few chickens. But not a bad view from up here over the ocean. I still haven't looked up what ocean that is. This is the road down to KUBA Beach. I'm not expecting much of the beach. I think I've got it figured out now. I think I'll explain. KUBA Beach. A couple of people out there diving, snorkeling. There's some proper divers down there with their tanks, and plenty of fishing boats lining the shore. So, now what I've figured out, maybe I should have known, but I didn't, is that this area north of Bali isn't for your beach lovers. People who just like lying on the sand, on a towel on the sand on the beach, walking along the shore, just along a sandy beach. Well, you're not going to find it here on the northern end of Bali. They're pretty much, from what I've seen, they're pretty much all going to be like this. I haven't been to them all. I reckon further that way west, I've been to maybe 5 or 6 other beaches, probably 20 kilometres from here last time I was here. And they were actually, you know, they didn't even have this amount of sand. It was all this and bigger rocks. You know, coming out of the water without diving booties on, which I'm assuming a lot of these people have, would not be a very nice experience. So it's for diving, and I'm sure it's lovely in there. I'm sure there's plenty to see under the water if you're into underwater, you know, diving, scuba diving, skin diving, snorkeling. A couple of kids down the end there enjoying, well, they were enjoying the water. But as I said, this is not the place for a sandy beach loving person, which personally I am. But the area is quite nice, plenty of restaurants, things to do. Really, they're all diving based. I haven't even seen many signs. I thought I did see a sign for hiking, but maybe I was mistaken. It might have been further south. So what else is there to do? You know, you go for a walk along the street, along the shops, and check them out. Personally, a couple of days, unless you're a diver, personally, a couple of days up this neck of the woods would probably be enough. A couple of temples you can visit, yes. I did pass one on the way. I didn't stop. I've got shorts on. They don't appreciate that. They prefer you have a sarong, which I don't have. So. Alright, that's gonna do for north of Bali. I've got to head back tomorrow. Fair ride back. Yeah, maybe about 3 hours, but I'll stop at a few places on the way and see what there is to see. Alright, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.